Alright, so the moon just entered Pisces at the moment. We just still had this full moon, but of course we're still dealing with the full moon. So of course you can have a full moon still. And being that the moon is in Pisces at the moment, Pisces exalts the moon, which is coincide, care, energy. So of course you're all gonna be basically reacting and responding, and of course picking up the feelings and emotions and the vibration of other people. But you may think this is your feelings and emotions. 10 times out of 10, this ain't your feelings and emotions. And what you need to basically be doing right now is clearing everything out, soaking, doing your protection spells as you normally do every day. Because it's one thing we just had the full moon, but we about to have a mutable. Now we got the moon in a mutable sign, so that means our emotions can be very chaotic and all over the place and shit. If you pretty much didn't, utilize especially if you didn't get God first, the God within inside you first. When you wake up, it's all about clearing that shit, being ready to pretty much put yourself and submerge yourself within inside yourself. Because this world can put you into a whole lot of distractions and misery love company situations where you may basically forget to go submerge inside yourself and soak, aka you got up dirty and you just put yourself out there in some more dirt. You don't want to basically put yourself in that situation. You want to make sure the situation that you created, the vibe that you created, is a harmonious vibe, a subtle vibe. So, of course, moon and Pisces right now, so you need to be reactive, responding towards some dreams, some fantasies, and illusions. Express a little bit. Don't express too much. Don't be expressive too much. But of course, the full moon is always gonna make you express too much. The full moon can kill you. So you want to make sure that you're pretty much, not putting yourself into a situation of doing things last minute. You want to make sure everything is secured. You want to make sure everything is, taken care of. You want to make sure that you're not going out your way to kind of like, try to do things last minute. You want to make sure everything is organized, everything is peaceful, everything is subtle. Because when things is chaotic and scattered, you're creating those energies, those vibes, and of course you're creating a situation where you're gonna experience a catastrophic event or worse. So you want to make sure everything is calm, peaceful, secluded. You want to make sure everything is kind of like good in your perspective, in your way, your outlooks, and your perspectives, and of course how you projected things and projected those certain energies. So everything is going accordingly. You ain't got shit to worry about. Everything is taken care of for me. Of course, you're worried about wrong things. You need to, of course, transmute and reciprocate and turn that energy around. Make sure it's going towards an area and location that you would rather have it in. You want to be worrying about the right things. Now, with the moon being in Pisces right now, Mercury is going to be opposing that. So that means the things that make us feel comfortable is going to be at odds when it comes to our way of thinking, communicating, and analyzing. So it's going to be dealing with some 180s right now for me. That means our mind and our emotions and how we feel is going to be opposite for me. That means we're gonna be having some catastrophic sex at the moment. Sex ain't going to basically be very harmonious during the song. It's going to be all over the place for me. You don't want that situation to play out, so you want to make sure clearing out your mind, and of course transmuting all that negative energy, and of course directing it towards where it needed to be at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna be basically expressing some deep emotions during this time. Of course, the sun being in Leo and the moon being in Pisces at the moment. Also, Neptune is in Pisces, so of course it's conjuncting the moon. So we're gonna be basically having some extreme dreams during this time. Some extreme dreams that can be fulfilling or unfulfilling. So you want to make sure that you're in the process of course, before you go into your internal world, you want to make sure everything is cleared out. You want to make sure that you're not down on yourself. You want to make sure that you're putting yourself into a circumstance and a situation of feeling that you got everything accomplished and done. No matter how the situation look, you want to make sure that you fight fire with a little bit of water, with a little bit of air in the sky and a little bit of earth. So you got to do that little 360, that cycle, that return. You want to make sure that you're putting yourself into a balance, equilibrium perspective for me. The moon is waning right now, so you want to basically make sure that you're relaxing. You're not going to extreme or reacting extremely towards things. You want to make sure that you're balancing harmonious vibes and in a peaceful making state. Now, we're going to basically run down these houses real fast. And of course, with the moon being a Pisces, you need to react and respond towards putting faith, hope, and belief in illusions, dreams, creativity. So wherever you have that in your constellation. And of course, you need to ride these waves, ride these currents, and go with the flow. So of course, with the moon being in Pisces in your first house, you need to be reactive, responding towards putting faith, hope, dreams, and imaginations, fantasies, and of course, going with the flow and expressing yourself when it comes to your first house. Putting your personality and your personal interests, you need to go, of course, put dreams, hope, and faith in that area. And you need to look the part, dress the part during this time. Now, Mercury in Virgo is going to oppose you and make you take you off task. So be aware of that. That's going to be your 7th house. Now, your 2nd house, you need to go ahead and, of course, the things that you hold, touch, and relate to when it comes to your material, your resources, and the things that you're building on, the seeds you plant, the things that you grow your fruits, your vegetables, and your trees at. You want to make sure you're putting full hope, faith, and belief towards the things you value or valuing yourself during this time. And of course, believe that you value yourself. Believe in that. Put faith in that during this time. Now, it's going to take you off task. It's going to be some deep ideas where you have Mercury in your 8th house. Deep ideas that's going to kind of like take you off task and make you, take you away from your glow when it comes to your 2nd house. Now, if you got this in your 3rd house, you're going to be placed into a circumstance situation of putting hope, faith, belief when it comes to your thinking, your thoughts, your environment, your surroundings, your journals, writing things on paper. You want to put some faith and hope towards the pen for these past few days. You want to write down your affirmations. You want to have faith and belief in that shit. Whatever you're writing on paper is what you're writing down. So you want to make sure you put some hope, faith, and belief in that. It's going to take you off task. It's going to be some far out thoughts or some far out visions. That's going to be in your 9th house. That's going to kind of like take you off task when it comes to your 3rd house and your environment, your surroundings. Feel me? Now, take that energy and transmute it. Don't allow that 9th house to kind of like oppose you during the time when it comes to your 3rd house. Feel me? You need to focus on your 3rd house. Then you can get to the bigger picture. Now, if you got Virgo in your 4th house, this is reacting and responding towards putting faith, hope, and dreams and visions towards home, family, or privacy. Or, coming up with some form of ceremony that you can kind of like create a new home, a new family, depending on where you at the moment. You may not basically be wanting to be at this house. You may have frustrations of being at that house, but take that frustration and be like, okay, cool, I'm at this house, I'm frustrated, but of course, my frustration is going to basically create another circumstance and situation for me to create another home, or another house, or another family. Now, what's going to oppose you is going to be a 10th house. Your responsibilities, your statuses, things that you're known for. It's going to kind of like take you out of your comfort zone during this time. Don't allow that to pretty much, take you off task. Understand that, you're dealing with a polarity, and of course you need to utilize both, aka Mercury and Mercury in 10th house is gonna oppose your 4th house. Feel me? To feel comfortable during this time. And if you got to see your 5th house, you need to be reacting and responding towards but faith, hope, and dreams and visions towards your 5th house, your creativity, your fun, your entertainment, your enjoyment. Now what's gonna oppose you is gonna be people, places, and things that's dealing with your 11th house. That may basically oppose your creativity, your talents, or may basically shoot it down. Don't allow that to happen. Take that shoot it down energy and transmute it so you can uplift yourself and express yourself and show these motherfuckers that you got it with inside of you. You got what it takes. 6th house is supposed is opposite here. So that means you need to, of course, put some hope, faith, works towards your dreams, fantasies, your 9 to 5, your job, and of course, that 12th house is going to oppose you. You're going to have some certain subconscious feelings and emotions that are going to go against your 6th house, but you use that subconscious to kind of create a scenario where it can be fulfilled. This way, it won't pretty much take you off task and make you feel, unpassionate or undesirable during the time. Now, if you got to see your 7th house is exalted, is a go to extreme. So put some hope, faith, and belief towards your relationship, how y'all relate towards each other, y'all growth with y'all establishments, y'all partnerships. You could be the worst enemy during the time. Don't allow that to happen. If you got to see your 8th house, you need to put some hope, faith, and imagination towards your deep desires, your passions, or your sexuality. And you're going to get opposed by your 2nd house. Now, if I put some hope, faith, belief towards your experiences, your dreams, your imaginations, your fantasies, and your illusions. What's going to oppose you is going to be people, places, and things within your environment, your surroundings, or things in your environment. Got this in your 10th house, you need to put some hope and faith, dream towards your status, your career, your business, your goals. And what's going to oppose you and take you back, it's going to be feeling and emotions or your heart space, or dealing with home and family. You can kind of like oppose you. You got this in your 11th house, you need to put some hope, faith, and belief towards your groups, people, places, and things within your group, your acquaintances. And what can kind of oppose you is going to be a person, place, or thing that's in your 5th house. Dealing with your fun and entertainment and enjoyment. Your kids can oppose you too. You got this in your 12th house. You need to put all the power and control towards hope, faith, and dream towards your imagination when it comes to you sleeping and going within. Of course, what's going to oppose you is going to be your job and your work ethics and your projects.